Poco F3, Redmi Note 10 Pro, Round 1, Fight! Right now we're going to pit the Redmi Note 10 Pro versus the Poco F3. Both of them are pretty new devices, and taking a quick look at its processor, the Redmi Note 10 Pro sports the Snapdragon 732G, which is a very capable chip. It is an 8nm chip together with the Adreno 618. On the other hand, we have the Poco F3. This one is a Snapdragon 870. It's a 7nm chip and it's 5G capable. And it also had the Adreno 650 as its main GPU. Now, looking at, of course, the processor, this one definitely is the breakaway winner. Now, taking a quick look at its camera module, we can see that both has a big camera module. Now, we can see the Redmi Note 10 boasts the 108MP camera sensor. It's an aperture 1.9 together with an 8MP ultra-wide lens, 5MP macro lens, and 2MP depth sensor. Up front, it has a 16MP sensor. Now, on the other hand, the Poco F3 has a 48MP main sensor. It is an aperture 1.8 together with an 8MP ultra-wide lens and a 5MP macro lens. But the front sensor is a little bit bigger at 20MP with an aperture of 2.5. Now we would like to take a quick look at some of its camera shots. Up front, we can say that both shot is not bad. But the one on the Poco F3 definitely is a little bit white and, well, a little bit of washout, I can say. Probably the back is a little bit more overexposed as compared to that of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Now, taking some bokeh shot, on the contrary, I can say that the Poco F3 has the better shot, surprisingly, over the Redmi Note 10. Now, taking some shot outdoor, this one is, of course, definitely the runaway winner. I can say is definitely the Redmi Note 10. It has a better resolution, of course, having a bigger sensor, and definitely you can see the picture is much more defined as compared to the one on the Poco F3. Now, after scanning some shots over these two cameras, I can say that definitely the Redmi Note 10 Pro has a better camera shots, taking better camera picture, better sharpness, and of course more defined. The color is better and not as saturated as that from the Poco F3. Now, let's quickly run through some of the videos here that we've taken, and I can say that both are running 1080p, 30 FPS. Both are stable in their own way, but I can say that the one on the Redmi Note 10 Pro tends to be sharper. Okay, so the resolution on the Redmi Note 10 Pro is definitely better as opposed to that of the Poco F3. Now, taking a quick look at some selfie video on this one, I can say that the one on the Redmi Note 10 Pro is a little bit darker compared to that of the Poco F3. Probably the lighting is a little bit problem. It was having a little bit hard time picking up some lights. But on the Poco F3, I can say it has better lighting adjustment. The condition of the lighting, it is more flexible, but it is more overexposed or a little bit more washout based on what I see. Now, I can say both device has the same fingerprint scanner on the sides. Both is rounded. So right now, why not, let's try to check if it will respond together at the same time or somebody's faster. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so definitely this one, the Poco F3, responded faster than that of the Redmi Note 10. So right now, we're going to boot out both devices and see and boot them up together and see who's faster to react. But before that, let's just take a quick tour around the phone. So we have here the Poco F3 and the Redmi Note 10 both have the USB Type-C port. Both has the loudspeaker. Underneath, the Poco F3 has its SIM tray, which is only dual nano, no SD expansion, and both has their microphone down there. And on the side for the Poco F3, it's pretty clean. And on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, it has the SIM tray, which can host 2 nano SIM and 1 dedicated SD slot, which is good. Now, on top, we can see that the Poco F3 has the dual stereo speaker, and the last one is the IR. On the other hand, the Redmi Note 10 Pro, it has the IR, noise cancellation mic, the stereo speaker, and what I really like is the audio jack is here. Now on the side, volume rocker together with the side mounted fingerprint scanner, power button. It's both is rounded, which is very, very good. Now it's time for us to boot it up together. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, we can see that the Poco reacted first before the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So let's see who would boot up faster this time around. So by default, this is the runaway winner by a few seconds. And this one has yet to boot up. Okay, so definitely this one is faster by a few milliseconds. Now, right now we'll try to open some apps and see who's faster here. Right now, let's see some apps who will open the app faster. So we'll try to open the dialer. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so you can see the F3 open it faster. So let's try to open YouTube. So 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, by no doubt, F3 was faster. And lastly, let's try to open the settings. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so we know that the F3 processor is better, so it has reacted better, definitely. So right now, let's see some apps benchmarking rather. So let's see Antutu. So the Poco F3 definitely is the runaway winner by tripling the score over the one we got from the Redmi Note 10 Pro. This one has a 618, this one only at 281,000, which is very far behind. So let's check iTutu, checking its AI. So it's also quadruple. This one having 460, this one having just 103. So checking DRM info, both scored a level 1 wideband security level, which is good and as expected, of course, for these two devices. Right now, let's talk about the screen of this phone. So both of them has a 6.67 AMOLED display. Both also have 120 Hz of screen refresh rate, which is really the premiumness. You can see the display, the color, the punchiness of the color, the black is blacker. And of course, by no doubt, both looks very, very nice. And you can see both the punch hole is almost at the same size. Now, taking a quick look at the chin, it's almost the same size as well. Take a quick look. Right now, we'll put both phones to the maximum brightness. We can see that the Poco F3 screen tends to be wider compared to that of the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Probably they put in a little bit more premium screen on this one as compared to the Redmi Note 10 Pro, which I cannot really say, but based on my eyes, this one clearly looks a lot better, a lot wider based on my eyes. Now, how about let's try to see some gaming on both phones. Okay guys, so right now we're looking at the settings of the Poco F3. We can set it to very high settings and max frame rates as my basic settings here on this phone. So going in for a bout on Call of Duty. So still, this one still has a little problem over display. It still kicks in the screen being a little bit more dimmer when it's a little bit hot. So let's see the gameplay instead. So we can see the settings of Call of Duty here on the Poco F3. You can set it to very high on graphics quality. Then we can set it to the maximum on the frame rate. This is as expected on the Snapdragon 870, which is nothing more than a flagship level chipset. So let's try to play a game here. And let's see.
Contested. Hardpoint contested. Sniper eliminated. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified. UAV recon ready for deployment. UAV online. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. UAV online. Hunter killer drone on standby. Predator missile on standby. Friendly Predator missile inbound. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint contested. Hardpoint identified.
So right now, let's try gaming on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. We can see that on graphics quality, we can set it to very high, but we have to lower it on the frame rate. But once we put the frame rate up to the maximum, we need to lower a little bit of our graphics quality. So I want to have a high graphics quality, but the best frame rate possible. So that's the settings I'm going to use right now here on this gameplay. So right now, let's try to get onto a game here using the Redmi Note 10 Pro.
Enemy contact. Hostile hunter killer drone inbound. Predator missile inbound.
Hmm? Gaming on the Redmi Note 10 Pro is definitely nice. I can say that the Snapdragon 732G is definitely a performer, but of course I can still feel some frame drops. I can feel some lags on this game. It's definitely not perfect, of course, as compared to the Poco F3 having a Snapdragon 870 chipset. Definitely, it's a little bit far behind, but of course, being able to unlock those high graphic settings and max frame rate on this one, I can say that it's still good. Though you can still feel some hiccups over here as compared to that phone over there. Now, both phones has stereo speakers. Both phones also had side fingerprint scanner. The Poco F3 doesn't have a 3.5mm audio jack, while the Redmi Note 10 Pro has the 3.5mm audio jack. And of course, this one, the Poco F3 has and sports the Wi-Fi 6. Both is Bluetooth 5.1 ready. Both is NFC ready. The battery on the Poco F3 is a little bit smaller at 4,520 milliampere hours. This one is a little bit bigger at 5,020 milliampere hours. Both sports 33 watt fast charging. So guys, I can say that both phones is distinct in their own way. Both look premium, both look good, but of course, for me, definitely there should be a real winner over here. Now, comparing them side by side for camera, I can say that the Redmi Note 10 Pro definitely blow the Poco F3 out of the window by default. I can say this one sports a better camera. But on the gaming and multitasking category, I can say the Poco F3 just kicked the Redmi Note 10 Pro out of the door. That's what I can say about these two phones. It really depends on what you need. So, what can you say? Who's your pick? So guys, you've seen the matchup between the Poco F3 and the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So, who do you choose as your next daily driver? Comment on the comment section below if you've liked this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, click that bell icon so you don't miss any future videos here from my channel. So I hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye.